I'm gonna keep chat here if someone joins. I installed the Streamlabs, so I'm just testing a program for the first time. Um, so today, for those who was watching the previous stream, we were making a map, and this is where we are right now with this map. Let me just check. Am I like losing? How much frames and stuff like that, because I usually use OBS. So where can I see that? Well, let's actually check online. It kind of looks good. It's not that blurry, at least. Alright, so I'm gonna remove this, and let's see, is the chat still there? Yeah, I have a chat here. I can just click and check if someone actually joins. So here's the map, and now we have to add some stuff to this map. So what I was thinking is first to see the size of the map. So what I'm gonna do, just to test it, I'm gonna make some kind of like a box placeholder just for a size comparison. So 2 centimeters with 2 centimeters, and then I'm gonna copy that into this map to see where we're at. So this is like a standard size of a token, like if it's like 2 by 2 centimeters. Now it's probably gonna be a bit smaller, so let's transform that, let's scale that. Okay, let me see, give me centimeters. So let's say it's 1.5. Alright, so 1.5 is more like, this is basically the size of the token on the map. So you can get the scale of the map right now. Alright, so on the, I'm gonna make a layer above this, and just gonna show you what I have to add to this map, and then we're gonna start adding those stuff. So I'm gonna use this red. Let me see. Okay. So I made a layer above the everything, and just gonna show you what I need to add here, and then, as I said, we're gonna start adding. So here in this side, where we have a like big open space, this is where the operation is gonna be. So there will be like little marker here telling you to put a card for the operation. It goes outside the board, and this is where you place your token units that are fighting a current battle. Below this, and I will have to extend this, so from here and even below that is, so map's gonna go down a bit. There'll be like 3 scales going from 1 to 6. Basically they have 6 bases. So there will be industry, manpower, and so 3 scales, something like this. Industry, manpower, and what was the last one? Morale. Yeah, industry, manpower, and morale. So 3 scales. Below that will be production queue. I guess I can increase the size of the canvas and show you how that's gonna look. So let's put that on 40. I mean, it's too much, but doesn't really matter because I'm gonna remove it later on. So below this will be production truck, which will look something like this. You're gonna have like another scale, again going from 1 to 6, and and there will be like current resources, and I will probably put unit costs here because you'll be able to build units in this game. So how this work is, depending of the card draws, they're gonna give you some resources, and then you put those resources into this truck and you roll a d6, and that's how many spaces the resource is gonna move from left to right. So it's gonna jump around, and you're probably gonna get 2 or 3 resources at a time per card, and you roll for each of them, and you decide which gonna be first in the line, which gonna be second. And each of these resources, by moving, will push other resources. When they jump from here, they go into your queue here, and then from there you can use them to build your troops. So this is not just State of Siege game. You will be able to build troops and put them on the map, because we are playing as humans against the Martians. We need to build our strength of our army, and the things you will be managed to build is artillery, tanks, what else? These artillery pieces are actually fixed, so they cannot move around, so that's like fixed artillery support. Tanks can actually move from one territory to another. And what was the last? Oh yeah, artillery, tanks, and ironclads. Yeah, so 3 types of units. Also, you will be able to upgrade your cities. That will be like upgrade cities, and you also need resources for that. So there will be cities on the map, and they will look like this. They will be in the fixed placeholder for a token, and below it will be what this city has. So for instance, this city might have industry and manpower. A city here might only have like morale. I guess it's boosting your morale. This city might have like industry and morale, and so on. We'll see how we're gonna make that. I have to check out a bit of England map. This is just representing like not one city, but lots of cities, like a hub of cities on that location. So it's a like simplified abstract view, and your cities will start with a strength of 2, and you will be able to upgrade them. So what this means is when the Martians come here, and there will be some cards to attack your cities, if they roll higher than your strength, the city is going to go down by 1 step. There are no lower than 1, so after 2 your city is basically destroyed, which means your industry and whatever it's providing in that territory will also get destroyed. So that's how these tracks will be pushing down. So your industry, manpower, morale will start somewhere on the track, and it's going to be pushed down by the attacks of the Martians, or by you, using. You can actually use action to improve this state with possible DRM, like dice roll modifiers by +1 or -1. You lose the game if your industry, your manpower, and your morale, if by the end of the turn all of them, like on the start, on 1, they are all like lower. You can lose the game like that. All right, so that's going to be in this part. So 3 scales for industry, manpower, and morale, production, queue, your current resources, and I'm going to put on the board here the cost of all the units, so you don't have to check on the in the rule book for that. Okay, these operations here, they are also locked to the cards, and the operation works in the deck of cards. It actually moves the how the State of Siege work. You draw a card, it pushes enemy units toward your city that you're trying to keep not destroy, in this case London. So this space will be the space which you're trying to protect from the Martian units. So London here is basically your like a keep that they're trying to destroy, and they Martians gonna move from 5 points on the map. So this is where their how it's called, the bases will be. So there will be one here. Actually, let me use a white so you can see it better. So there will be one here base, one here, one will be here, one is here pretty close. So those are 4, and one will be here. And from these bases the Martian's gonna move. So each of them will have like 5 steps of movement, and I'm gonna represent that movement by drawing a line and little points. I'm not gonna put those large boxes because they're just gonna obscure the map. And it's gonna go like this. So this one's gonna go like this. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is like a 5. I guess I can put one step here, something like this. I need 5 of them. This one will go like this. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going inside. These ones, this one here actually is gonna move through over the sea. It's gonna go like this, and it's not gonna have, this one actually has only 4 like spaces. So these guys here are much closer to London, and they're gonna come into play later on. So you have an option to actually destroy them if you manage to do that, if you build your troops and attack them and destroy them before they because each of these space will start as a cylinder, because these are the places where the Martians has landed. So these will be cylinders, but as the time progresses, as some cards are drawn, these cylinders will became Martian bases, which you can actually attack with your forces. And Martian bases will have more option to send all kind of stuff toward your London, which you're trying to keep safe. So for instance, they can actually use troops that move these 6 spaces, so which are like almost unstoppable. You can't destroy them, you can only prevent them from moving, or you can like suicide your units to remove them from the map. But like they can pretty quickly go over the map toward the London and all other things. You'll see how that works. So here will be a little chart on which you're gonna roll when the Martian bases are, so that will be chart when the Martian bases are built and activated. And by the way, I gave these Martian bases names. Give me just a second. I use the names of the mountain peaks on Mars. So let me check. So this one here, number 1 here, it's called Olympus. Number 2, it's called Syrtis. Number 3 here, it's called Elysium. Number 4 here, it's called Alba, and this number 5 is Byblis. So these are like mountains from which the Martian actually send those cylinders. So that's how the humans gave those places where the cylinders landed. They gave them these designations. All right, so number 3 will go over the sea, so like this, and then it's gonna go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's gonna go here. So they can actually interchange. So as you can see, these guys from a sea has a bigger way, but these guys here will also go over the sea, and then they're gonna join in 1, 2, 3 here. So they have a little more more spaces to move. Let me just check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I guess I'm not gonna do it like this. It's gonna be too much. Let me check. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too much. I guess these will go 6. So 2 spaces over the sea, and you will be able to put a blockade. There will be space like this here, and space like this, like here, and there will be space here also where you can put blockade with the ironclads. So by putting a blockade, you will be able to try to stop them. So ironclads will be able to, you know, stop these troops from moving if you have them, of course. Ironclad is going to be the most expensive unit in the game, so it's not going to be easy to build them. But if you manage to build them, they are really good at bombarding these spaces, and they're going to cards for the operations also going to tell you which kind of troops you can use. So for instance, if there is the operation to attack this space here called Elysium, so if I'm attacking here, if there is operation that says attack Elysium, because it's across the sea, it will set on the cards you can use ironclads, tanks, and you know, it's gonna tell you how many troops and which troops you can use. And then if you have them, you put them here in the queue, and then you roll dice. And each of these bases you need to do some hits, and depending on what kind of units you have, for instance, ironclads give you 2 dice, tanks give you 1, everything else give you 1 die. You roll all those dice, and depending which card's gonna tell you on which you will hit, like 5 or 6 or just 6s, or you know, depending on the operation. Actually, it's gonna be depending on the base strength. You roll that much dice, the cards tell you how many hits you need to you know, lower the base, and if you lower the base it goes down, and then next time it's gonna be easier to destroy it, you know. Why would you want to destroy these bases? Well, to stop the Martians from doing the rolls on this table here. Because when the base, if the Martian has a base, and if the card says activate that base, you're gonna roll here, and it's all the bad stuff. It's either gonna send like some flying units, or they're gonna increase like the spread of this red weed, or they're gonna use black gas, you know, attack your cities directly, or stuff like that. And it's gonna actually tell you which city is gonna be attacked, so you will know. And that depends what base is gonna be activated. So for instance, if Elysium base is activated, there's gonna be these 2 cities, you know, on their way, and so on. Because you will have cities on all of these locations with the production and stuff like that. Once the city is destroyed, it is not possible to bring it back. Instead, it will be replaced with the token with the red weed. So they basically, all this will be like covered with the red weed. And one of the losing conditions, another one besides, you know, getting all your, how it's called, right now no one in the chat, getting all your productions down to 0 is if you're like, I'll see how much, probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess 5 of these how it's called, these territories. So 5 or more territories, if they are covered with the red weed, you lose the game. So that will be one. So you will have to, you know, protect these cities if you can. And since cards give you actions, it's always going to be, oh my god, what am I going to do? Should I push the Martians? Should I build my city? Should I do some production? You know, it will be tough. It's not going to be an easy game. All right. So, and I'm probably going to have one blockade here with the ironclad. So it'll be like 4 spaces where you can place your ironclads, and this would be like maximum you can build them. With the tanks, on the other way, you can build. It will be how many territories you have, because like for instance, you can put a tank here, tank here, tank here, and so on. A tank and artillery pieces. They will not have any placeholder on territories. You just put the token, so you know, you like for instance in this territory I have it. You would put like token of a tank and token of artillery, and you're fine. And that's the maximum you can have them, one per territory. So you will not like have to think too much about it, and it's gonna help you with lots of stuff. Oh yeah, there is one more thing that you can build. Those are minefields and buy defending barbed wires and minefields. So that's also one thing you can build. And these are connection to the city, so you can basically protect your cities using them, like a last part of defense, or you can just destroy them to stop Martians from moving. But as I said, depending how your production goes and what kind of resources you get, and by the way, these are the resources you will have. So coal, iron, because the game is set in like 1988, so it's still steampunk, like they use coal, iron, and what was the last one? Just a second, I always forget some things that's why I'm writing everything down. Oh. Food, yeah, coal, iron, and food, because you know you need food for the manpower. So those are three resources. And for instance, if you want to build an ironclad, I actually have written whatever, how much everything costs. So for the ironclad, you need 2 coal, 2 iron, and 2 food. So considering on the rolls and on the resources you get, and some cards might not give you resource for that turn, so you will have to choose what do you want to build and where you want to build it, and you will have to be really strict about it, you know, because you will not be able to build too much stuff, but so you will probably try to, you know, focus on some territories. Anyway, these operations give you option to whatever you have built to put it into use. So it's gonna tell you, you know, what you can like move and use. There will be no placeholder, you just put like little tokens here. It will tell you like 4 units and what kind of units, if you have them, if you build them, you place them there, you roll dice for them, you see how many hits you have on the Martian base. If you manage to destroy it, good. If not, sorry, if you fail to have the amount of hits that is written on the card, the operation failed, and then you're gonna lose some units, and you're gonna lose them randomly. So you're gonna roll for them depending what you have then, and they're gonna be randomly removed. So if you put some ironclads there, you know, let's say I put 2 ironclads and maybe 2 tanks, and my operation failed, I designate numbers to them. I'm probably gonna maybe put some placeholders so you have numbers, but I don't think so. It is needed. I think everyone can randomly like decide, just rolling a d6, because the maximum will be 6 units. So I can say this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I roll, and it tells you how many casualties. Maybe I roll a 4, could buy ironclad, I roll again, maybe tank, and these are the unit destroyed. And everything else that I have, I put them back on the map, and I can choose where. So I can, after the operation, I can like maybe tag them on some other places. So at least even if you lose troops, at least you get a chance, you know, to reorganize your troops on the map a bit, depending where the hotspots are in that moment. So here's the thing. I'm probably gonna, these lines of movement will be in different colors, and I'm actually gonna, this is how it's gonna look like. On the bottom it's gonna say Olympus, then I'm gonna draw a little like a machine, how it's called, with those 3 legs machines, and it's gonna have a strength So let's say 3, and you need to roll higher than that to push it back. If you have some units and it needs to move, depending on the unit, some of them can actually, you can roll and try to stop it from moving. Some of them you can actually activate and destroy the unit just to push this maybe a few steps backward, depending on the unit. So you will have some options how you want to do that. But lots of stuff's gonna be moving, and these Martian bases will be producing actually new units that's gonna move forward, and they can actually level up these units that are already on the map. So this 3 can turn into 4 and then later into 5. So if you have a machine with a 5 strength and you don't have any DRM to you need a straight 6 to destroy it, you're probably gonna sacrifice some unit just to keep it out of the London. Anyway, the moment unit moves into London and stays there at the end of the turn, that's another lose condition, so London destroyed, goodbye. So 5 territories lost by the red weed. All productions to 0 or London dead, it's the end of the game. So that's a 3 losing options. Now I might have another losing condition, and that could be like failed operations. So if you fail, because successful operation is going to put on one side and they're going to give you points at the end of the game, I guess pointing system at the end, so you can see how well you did, is something standard for solo games. But I'm thinking to add another lose condition, like if you lose more than 3 or 4 operation, I'll see, I need to balance that, we'll see. You also can lose the game. So probably 4 lose condition, and only 1 winning condition is surviving till the deck runs out. Okay, so you will not like destroy bases and you win. No, you actually have to survive until the deck runs out. So by destroying the base, you're just gonna push it back all the way into the cylinder state. So another cylinder will gonna land, and Martians gonna always come at you. You just need to keep them damaged enough so you can survive, basically. The last card is the deck is, as you know, in the novel, the germs kill the Martians and you win by default, but if you survive by that time. Alright, so now that you know my plans, and now that you know how it is gonna look, now I'm thinking to add one more thing, but it's more of a like, I'm not so sure. And these are the heroes. I mean, not the heroes, but like generals. Little cards that can come into play, and they can give you one-time power, and you can keep them and use that one-time power whenever you want. So I'm just, I don't want to make the game too complex. It already sounds like it is complex. It's not. It's just dice rolls. Flip a card, do what the card says. Do some dice rolls. After you push everything on the map that is enemy, do your production, do some dice rolls to push your enemies back if you can, use in actions, and that's it. Continue playing to the next card. So it's not complex. It just have lots of things going on, but it's not that overwhelming. Okay, so let me now delete this. And I'm gonna actually keep this down here, and let's start drawing. So the first thing that I need, okay, well, the question is, what do I need? What do I want to start with? Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna start by drawing some tokens. So we're not gonna work on the map right now, sad, but you will see me drawing some graphics. All right, I'm gonna show you a process that's okay. I'm gonna show you the process of that could be interesting for you. So we go into the ArtRage. Oh, let's see, is there a new version? No. So ArtRage is my program to go to for all kind of graphics, because it really gives you an option to draw like you're using like real materials, you know, painterly, that painterly style. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make some graphics for tokens, artwork to be sure. So this is in pixels. I need to check, is there actually, yes, there is a print size. So the token will be, I guess, 1.5 centimeters, maybe 2, maybe 1.8. But I will actually work on a bigger image and then we're gonna scale it down to that. So I'm thinking 5 with 5 centimeters, and when it's gonna scale down, it's gonna look fine. We're gonna check that out actually. 300 dpi, so pixels per inch. And okay, so this will give us, this is the image, and this is where we work for. So the first thing I want to draw is those cylinders, and I actually downloaded some images. Let me check the state of my give me a second. I just want to check the state of my stream. I guess I need to open this again. No one's gonna come in chat, so I can do this freely. Okay, let's see. All right, so it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna actually keep it like this, like I always did. All right, so I downloaded some images for the reference purpose. Let me show you. So there is a nice image of a cylinder like in the ground. Oh, actually I didn't download that one. Okay, we can jump online. We can jump online and oh no, here it is. Here it is. All right, so you can see like a crater, and there is a cylinder like going outside. So that's what I want to draw for those tokens that Martians start with. So, but mine's going to be a bit different, and I'm going to show you a process how you can draw artwork using just selection tools. So what this means, you take the selection tool. Okay, so here and if you're using Outrage, there is a like freehand, so you can actually see that I'm drawing some kind of a shape, and then it's like closed. So let me show you. So let's say I start here and stop, and it's gonna close automatically. So you saw how that crater looks like. Well, let's go to the image again. Okay, so I'm gonna draw that, and we're gonna do it like very simplified style. So this will be a crater here. All right, and then we're gonna fill it with color. And actually I need some kind of swatches. I guess I can make my new. Alright, so when I fill it with color, you already can see there that shape is, and I can like add maybe some green. Let's make this a bit smaller. And I can work here without any problems. This is what I'm saying, where I like this. It's really easy to like do color blending. So now when I just add more green, well, it is a crater, I guess, so I'm guessing everything around it would be a bit destroyed. And again, I can use these to draw maybe some rocks. And if I hold the shift, I can make even more of them. So let me show how that works. See? So just using some simple shapes. Now you're probably thinking, well, I don't have to actually be too much in details, because keep in mind this image will be scaled down. Okay, it will be scaled down, and when it scales down it's gonna look completely different. You know, it's gonna be like this. See, as you're going down, you like, oh Jesus, there are some details there. Actually they're not. That's your brain making like some assumptions about the artwork. All right, so there is a hole. So this is the other side of that like crater, and I made a new layer below so I don't mess up here, and it's gonna be a bit darker. So let's do it like this. Bam. And you can already see how it's easy to use these shapes. Check this out. Here's a hole in the ground, and if you go out, oh yeah, it's a hole in the ground. All right, so now since I messed up a bit, because I'm gonna add here a little like a extension, and I'm gonna add a little like a, you know, some kind of a, now let me do this here. So let's extend this hole. All right, and then behind, give me just a second. All right, okay, okay, let's go a bit like this. Yeah, it's a crater, and then behind we're gonna add just a simple like a sky. So we make a selection like this. We take some nice blue color of the sky. So you know, when you're drawing skies, from the bottom it's like dark. Actually from the bottom it's lighter, from the top it's darker, so something like this. All right, so that's on the layer behind everything, and then we're gonna get one layer above, and we're gonna draw some grass, and I can just do it like this. Oh, that's too much. Just a second. All right. All right, that's good enough. And I have some paletted knives, and this one that's like making really nice blend is the best one, I think, because if I do something like this, you see we have some distance, and then we look here, oh, it's a hole in the ground. We're gonna make this a little darker, so edit filters, just layer colors, and we're gonna push the brightness down a bit like that, maybe a bit more. Okay, so this is in the foreground, and that's the background. All right, and now let's add some lines. Why I'm adding these lines? Well, it's going to be easier to distinguish what's in the foreground and what's in the background. So let's do something like this, actually a bit darker. All right, so let's check it out. Yep, and now we just add our cylinder. Now I can draw some, like, I guess trees. because as I said, it doesn't need to be too much detailed, because it's gonna be really small. But your brain's gonna give you like some, it's gonna fill in the things you can't actually see. All right. All right, and now the cylinder. So it will be between these two layers, and again I'm just gonna use a simple shape. So something like this. And now the question is, which color do we going to use? Should it be red? Okay. I need to remove this line here. Maybe red with some like I don't know. Oh, wait. With some silver in it. Alright, and then we're gonna add some details to that using standard brushes. So first of all, you're gonna make this a bit darker. And let's do it like this. Actually, there is an option to draw lines if you hold Control, I think. Yeah, here it is. Okay, let's go back. And that looks like a cylinder in the ground. Now we're gonna use some ink to add some details to it. But we don't have to do it too much, because I said your brain's gonna add the rest of the details. Let me see. Oops. I think I need a more red in this. But don't forget that whatever is around this is gonna give a little like a change of colors, because you know it is, the other things do like it's called give reflection. All right, so that's our cylinder. And now we're gonna do something. Let me check. Yeah. All right, so let's make it a bit darker, actually with a better contrast. All right. So that's gonna be our token. Now I'm thinking maybe I should push it a bit centrally. So let me see how we can do that. So merge it down, and then I can do this. And don't worry if I can just redraw the stuff that I need. That's a good thing with these programs. You can do whatever you want. Yep, that's our cylinder. All right, now let me show you how that looks when you add some stuff to it. So I'm gonna save this. I'm actually gonna merge everything down, okay, because later on I can just hide it and continue drawing, because this will be the size for all the other stuff. We're gonna draw some machines and stuff like that. So export image file. Actually, before we do that, let's save it. We're gonna call it Martian tokens. Okay, no one in chat. And now we're going to minimize this, and we're going to Photoshop, because as always I do my post-production in Photoshop. So let's open this token that we just drew. Oh wait, but where did I put it? Give me a sec. Export image file. Okay, we're gonna call it cylinder. Oh wait. Okay, now let's open it. Here it is. Now let's make it in the original size. So that's gonna be, let's go 1.8 centimeters. Oops, wait. 0.8. Alright, and I'm gonna apply one texture I have here. I'm just gonna try it. Maybe I'm not gonna use it, just I want to try how it's gonna look like. Alright, not bad. Just giving that little rustic look, because all the game is set like, you know, in steampunk setting. So we're gonna push the contrast and lower the brightness. Alright, and then I have to do this. I have to place a little like a space here. I guess a little beige color, because this is where the name is gonna be. Let's call it one of the names, Olympus. I think I need a little line here. All right, looks good. All right, I'm kind of satisfied. maybe I just need a solid color. Yeah, let's do it like that. All right, and we're gonna use white, and we're gonna write here, and we need some kind of a nice font. So let's see, something retro. Hmm. I'm looking for some kind of a block that is kind of I have some kind of a text that is a little blocky. Actually, like this one. Just need to edit it a bit. Yep. All right, let's use this one. And a starting strength. just need a big blocky number. Oh, I think I saw one. I think it's better if it's just black. Okay, all right. So that's a little token. Let's save this. Tokens. Now I'm preparing these graphics for Tabletop Simulator mode. Now this is a standard like a print size. I know it looks like this is not 1.8, but will it be readable? To be honest, I'm not so sure. I think I'm gonna have to change this font down there. Because I'm kind of afraid for the readability of the font depending on the really small token. I think I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, it's much readable than the last one. Okay, let me just do this. And align it horizontally, and that's it. All right. Okay, let me save that. So now that we have a little template, I now just need to continue drawing and putting images here. Like this is the first image of the cylinder. Now I can draw a Martian base, a little like a, how it's called. Yeah, let's draw a Martian base. That's the second things we're gonna do. So back to Artrage, new layer, and let's first split the image in half. Now because it is a Martian base, I'm guessing they're building it on that red weed. So the first thing, this will be our like a ground. Then we're gonna use a little eraser and just make it a bit uneven. And presto, we have our little ground. Then we're gonna add a sky. Let's do a little like a yellow, some kind of a really sick sky. You know, they already changing planet, but with a little orange hue. Okay, not too much. Some kind of a fumes, you know, their industry already affecting our air and everything. Alright, so we have that, and then above that we just need like little base. So simple, again, select tools. So let's do some circles, and let's make it a white. Let's do some kind of I don't know. So simple shapes which I can move around. I need to watch out. On the bottom is going to be the name of the base, maybe something like this. Now I can copy that, you know, make one bigger here. Okay, let's merge that down. And then draw some kind of a let's add some kind of eyes. Let's make them green, or should I know? Yeah, let's try green for now. Okay, now that we have that, let's go back to red. Okay. Okay, and then let's add some kind of a shadow. And since it is behind this layer, you can draw like on it. Oops. Okay, let's add some more details. I don't know. Now I'm gonna use some heavy lines. All right, because you don't have to overdo it, because as I said, it's gonna be a really small token. Okay, so that's gonna be that. Let's merge it all down. Okay. Export file. We have a base. mbase, Martian base. Jump back to our Photoshop already opened, and just add our new image. Okay. Lower some vibrance. Add some contrast and lower some brightness. And that's our little base. Now let's do a little flip. Right? Yep. And that's our Martian base. We're gonna put a 3. Well, it doesn't really matter, because later on I can export, and it could be any type of number. What I'm gonna do, I can make image here a bit like brighter, so the number is easier to see. Let me see, do I have to do something similar here? Yeah, I can do it like this. All right, Olympus. All right, so time to draw some of those big machines. Let me check something. Yeah, this is better. Let me. I just want to check my stream. Okay, it's still fine. Yeah. I need to know how much it is like delaying behind the stuff I'm doing, because sometimes I put the stop screen and then I just lose the ending of my video. Alright, time for drawing some machines. So we know it has like 3 legs, and again I'm gonna use simple shapes, but I'm gonna use a dark background color for it. I'm gonna mix these 2 colors for it. All right. Again, just using selection tools. But now we're gonna add something using freehand. So actually, I think it's better if I have so we're drawing these legs. And you can already see how by just using simple shapes you can simplify the process. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna give this machine a red eyes. And I'm guessing they're gonna have like a little opening here for their ray that they're using. Something like that. Now I'm just drawing this out of my head, so don't judge me. I probably should like maybe go for some references, but I'm thinking it looks like those crabs, you know. And again, I don't have to be like super detailed because it's just gonna be like, you know, a small image. All right, I'm actually gonna make the bottom here a bit darker. So let's take this color, then shift it toward red and toward darker and do something like this. I need to watch out because there should be number here. So I'm gonna actually push this. So I'm gonna do something like this, and I'm gonna push it a bit down and make it smaller, because I have to leave the space for the numbering of their strength. Alright, that looks good actually. Okay, let me do something here because this eye is uneven. Alright. And that's gonna be our machine. Alright. I guess I need to add some like colors from the background to it. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. So export image file and machine. Okay, we're also gonna save this. Back to Photoshop. Okay, vibrance, brightness, contrast. I don't actually like how it doesn't like. I actually think I'll have to draw some lines here in Photoshop. Just to make it a bit, you know, to stick. Not to stick, to pop. What am I saying? I just want it to pop a bit from the background so you can actually see some kind of a machine here. I guess I'm going too much into details right now, but let's check it out. But it's still better than it was. Let's make the eyes a bit red, bright red. All right. Yep. It looks like something really bad coming at you. All right, so right, so that will be a little Martian machine token. And then I just change, I guess I can, for these machines, I can have like maybe red, maybe white. Oh no, wait. It's multiply normal. Nah, it's better when it's just black. It's a simple number. Yeah, looks good. So now when I have to export these tokens, I just, you know, which I can do right now if I want to, but I'm not. I have to check my writings and what are their strengths. But it's so easy to just change the text here now. Let's see, Alba machine, strength 5. You see, just easy to change these stuff and make all of these different tokens that I need. So I have a cylinder, I have a base, I have a machine. Probably gonna need some towns. But the big question is, will I go with this look? Okay, let's check it out how it looks on the map. Let's do that. So let's save it as a JPEG file and just check it out. I'll be going into the right direction. So now it's gonna have like little well, let me do that. Smooth, let's say 6, actually more. Maybe 12. Alright, it doesn't look bad. So we have a little machine moving point to point. Let's actually make some points. Just checking how it's gonna look like. Nothing too fancy, just test. Okay, so let's say this is point. And then there is a little machine. Alright, it's not gonna be this like simplified, probably add some stuff so it pops out on the map, but I think it's gonna be okay. Getting to London, and this is a pretty good size, I think. It's a bit dark. Maybe I need to change the background. And okay, let's step back. Ooh, this looks sick. This actually looks good. Ooh, yeah. Probably gonna have to edit this image. I'm gonna save it like this for now. Anyway, let me see how much this stream is taking. How much am I stream already? Oh, 97 minutes. Wow. So I'm gonna stop here, and nope. And you'll see in the next stream when I make some of these, graphics, how it's gonna look when we combine it all together. So